Welcome back, folks. When we last left off, we were in the middle of working on the level 3 dungeon for the Dark World. We had just been grabbed by one of the Floormasters. Hopefully by the end of this episode, folks, we will be finished with the Forest Temple, if that's what you want to call it. Temple 3 of the Dark World, whatever, whichever you prefer. For those of you who haven't watched in a while, or might just be catching up to see this video and haven't seen the last one, my computer took a nosedive on me, and I had to do a complete system wipe, which meant I lost everything to do with my Let's Play, so I actually had to dig back through, find all the files for Audacity and every other program I used to make my Let's Play. So, we're finally back at it in any case, and I'm hoping to finish this, or come close to finishing it anyway, before I leave for Las Vegas on Saturday. Which means I have to record 2 to 3 videos a day for the rest of the week. If I really push it, I think I can do it. If not, we will be very close. Like I said in the last video, it's going to depend on if Ganon's castle kind of gives me any kind of hiccups. We'll see. This part is actually very difficult. This is, believe it or not, if you're not paying attention, you will miss this area, and it's the most important area of this dungeon, in my opinion. Basically, what this room is it leads to the boss key, and although not many people know that. So what you have to do is you actually have to pull this statue over, which I wasn't doing very well in this video, and you have to pull the statue up to get it over the button, because it's one of those you have to keep pressed down. And that was just dirty. I think the game did that on purpose. There's our 4th game over, folks. Not going well for me today. But we shall continue. And, press forward. So here we go. This is actually, in my opinion, the hardest... Okay, second hardest dungeon of the game. In my opinion, well, I would say third. That's a lie. Because, god damn it, fucking Floormasters. That's part of the reason why. Floormasters are a bit of a bitch. The real trick to this dungeon is the fact that unless you really played this game inside and out, you have no idea where anything is. It's the most confusing dungeon in the game, other than Ganon's castle, which that is the hardest dungeon in this game, and it is brutal hard if you've never done it before. I probably won't. I'm only doing a legit walkthrough for 3 dungeons total. And the 3 dungeons I'm doing the walkthrough portion of this for is this dungeon, Dungeon 7, which is the last crystal that I'm not going to say who the sage is for, but in any case. That's the game plan. So, yeah. And then obviously the last dungeon we will do a legitimate walkthrough for, which we will adventure through together, is Ganon's Lair, which is just downright hard if you've never done it before. They made sure in this game, and I will give the makers of this game a lot of props, because this is the legitimate last game where you actually, at least that I feel like for Zelda, where you revisit where you've come from, actually, in the final layer. Ocarina got pretty close to it, but this game was the true test at the end of the game. But in any case, we've got our big key now, which is what was our goal. So what we're actually going to do is we're not going to continue to the left, contrary to popular belief. We're going to go back out the way we came in, and I'm going to show you how to open up that big chest that I showed you last video that I couldn't quite get to. If if I can get my head out of my ass and come up. Ow. Ow. Like I said, enemies in this area hurt. They hurt real bad. The ones you really don't want to get hit by are the zombies. The zombie mummies. Okay, so you wouldn't know it unless you actually was paying attention, but you drop there, you cut the grass and you drop down in that hole, which leads you here. For those of you who don't know, you're actually the room before the exit. The one I told you couldn't reach from above. Yeah, that's where you are right now. So right now all I'm doing is just kind of restocking up on items and not getting hit by that electrical orb. Okay, now we're going to drop a bomb here. We're going to go through this door. When we do, you're going to see a lever. There's a bunch of holes in it. To trigger it, you actually have to hit, if I don't stop it getting hurt, hit the first layer of stars, which will make it visible. Now, to get across and get back across, you need to hook shot. And basically all there are up here are a couple push-it bags. Now you can take the last skull. Pull the lever. And now that you've pulled the lever, you can go down to where the big key is. Pretty cool, right? And it's in a place that you would never figure out if you weren't looking for it. And we get the fire rod. This item is actually very handy throughout the rest of the game, and you'll see me use it pretty, well, I wouldn't say pretty frequently, but you'll see me use it quite a bit. And I'm about to die. But yeah, now you see where I'm at. If this area looks familiar, that's good. If not, well, go back and watch my last video. This is going to be very tricky. We're going to do this carefully, we're going to get out of here. Now, there's only one area left of this dungeon to actually explore. And we were on the right track for it, but before we do anything else, we're gonna leave this area altogether. We're gonna go down and we're gonna invest in some fairies, because if we don't, we're gonna be in trouble for the end of the game, or for this level, which is no bueno. No bueno for anybody involved. So, we're gonna do a little bit of quick side questing. Okay, now, at the very top of this map, there's a tree, which most people would have paid attention to. You can actually access it right before you go to Hyrule Castle the second time. You'll see that the lumberjacks that were cutting this tree finally finished it, and you can access it, which leads to something very important. Fairies. This is a very quick place for you to refill on your fairies, and you really want to take the time to do it, because without fairies, I promise you, this next part's too hard. You're gonna need them. I legit have to use fairies here, because if you don't, you're screwed. But it also contains a heart piece, which is always useful. So now that we've got full hearts, or close to full hearts, and 3 fairies, let's go back and finish this temple. This is actually the closest place to do that. Ow. Okay, well, that's not... Oh, no. We got a thief and we got a soldier. No good. Okay, let's go back in. Now, let's go to the last place of this dungeon. We've explored every corner of this dungeon. It's not as big as you would be led to believe. So, if you've explored all those rooms up to this point, you're in really good shape, because all you're gonna do here is take a left. I don't worry about anything that's up above. You're just gonna kind of go out here and not worry about that, because there's no real purpose to that room up there. Basically, if I don't die first, we're gonna go up a little ways. And we're not gonna waste our time. We're gonna go back down. Because the actual lair for the Dungeon Master is right here. And the trick to opening this is with your newly acquired item. That's right, folks, the fire rod. You're going to just simply use the fire rod, and the path will open. Now, this room can be a little tricky. What you're going to do is, it kind of zigzags, and you'll see what I mean here in a minute. I went the wrong way, for example. You have to go this way, and then you have to go that way. And then I screwed it up again. Anyway, you're going to go up and around this last one, and then it'll put you through the door. Now, because of the fact that we've got everything in its mother down here, of Spikes of Doom as I call it, so we're just going to kind of jump over. We've got 3 mummies to deal with, but if we do this right, we're going to watch out for that. No, 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 no. They almost turned into a bunny. Anyway, we got a key. You cannot progress any further in this room if you have a key. So all we're going to do is simply use a magic mirror, and then we're going to go straight ahead. Excuse me for that, sorry. Hopefully I didn't startle anybody with that. Okay. Now, we're going to do this carefully. God damn it. Right as I say we're going to do this carefully, I use the magic mirror like an idiot. So we're just going to go ahead and switch it off of the magic mirror so I don't make that mistake twice. Okay. So you have to hit these in a certain sequence to cross into the door. It's a pretty easy puzzle as long as you don't stray off the path. If you stray off the path like I just did, you die. Not quite literally die, but you see what you saw where I was going with. And cool. Now we can exit without getting hit by Floormaster. Okay, now these mummies are very susceptible to fire, which means we have the easiest way to kill them now. But for the sake of this, I want to save as much magic as I can until I get the half magic ability, which we will talk about in an episode or two. It is going to be very important you get that for late game, by the way, because the last dungeon actually will zap your magic quicker than anything else. So you have to be very wary of that. Okay. Now, you can't use your lantern on these because they go out too fast. So you have to use your fire rod, and that's the only way to hit the one across from there. So now that you've hit those, you have to find the hidden exit, which is right here. Now you have to kill all the creatures to get the key. But there's a heart there, which is always helpful. And I just died. No worries though, we have 3 fairies for a reason. Cool. Now, okay. Now we've got our key. Cool. Let's progress. This is the room before the boss. Now we're just gonna... No! God damn it. We're gonna get grabbed by the Floormasters. Did I mention how much I hate Floormasters? So once again, in fast mode this time, we are going to fly through this so that we can get to the boss before the end of this video. I think we can do it. Oh, for the love of fucking God. Frustration's starting to set in now. If you haven't... God. Okay, I gotta calm down. This dungeon's getting to me. Oh, are you fucking kidding me? Someone's got a cruel sense of humor now. This is how I get when I get flustered. I don't think we're gonna be able to finish this video. I kind of screwed the pooch here. So I'm gonna do what I can. I think we're gonna stop in the room right before it this time, just to save us a minute or two. Okay. For the sake of speeding time up, because I'm going to be cutting this video off here in about a minute, so I want to get us right up to the boss, and then we're going to stop for the night. Now that the door's unlocked, we will cut through here. And like I was saying before, the boss awaits right below. So, we're going to grab all our supplies, and we're going to drop down to the Moth, which is our final boss for this dungeon. So, when we come back, we'll finish it. Until then, this is Dave signing off.